What is up, everybody? Murray NJ08 here with E3 coverage as promised. Let's talk about Sony. Sony's big press conference. I got some notes here as it was a lot to take in. Not just Sony, but the whole entire E3. It's completely impossible to cram all this into my brain. It feels like I've been watching press conferences all day, which I have. Aside from, Apple even and all the other technology stuff happening today, and even Adobe. And of course, all of E3. We got Sony, we got Microsoft, we got Ubisoft, we got EA, and then Nintendo Direct tomorrow. So, like I said, it's going to be quite busy on this channel. So let's talk about Sony. I'll point some keynotes out, some key features, as we can't talk about every single thing. But I made highlights and I made notes, and basically the notes that I made are the stuff that I want to go over with you. That I brought to my attention. I left a lot of the silliness out, or most of it. Let's just say overall. Well, I'll say overall last. Let's get right into it. The Walking Dead. Walking Dead coming to the Vita. They showed the DLC trailer for 400 Days. Phenomenal. Looks really, really good. I'm really interested in that. I was a big fan. Those of you that follow me know that I'm a big fan of the Walking Dead series. I even did a playthrough of episode 1, and I plan on doing all the other playthroughs, all the other episodes on here as well, so keep in tune for that. They showed a trailer of all the upcoming PlayStation 3 titles coming, so the PlayStation 3 is still well alive and breathing. Looks really good. There's even a Grand Theft Auto 5 PS3 bundle that'll be coming out in September, so that looks good. And then, of course, the moment we've all been waiting for, the PS4 design reveal. And let me tell you something. It looks cool. It definitely looks very modernistic, but I'm gonna tell you something, and you're probably thinking the same thing if you watch the coverage. Xbox One? I actually had to double look at it. I mean, is how much I thought it looked like the Xbox One. And I'm not starting anything. I mean, that's fine. I mean, who knows who really came out with their design first? It doesn't really matter. I mean, Microsoft, of course, unveiled theirs in their first press conference when PlayStation decided to wait till E3. That's fine. But all I gotta say is, it looked like the Xbox One. I was actually very impressed with that. Like, whoa, wait a minute. I had to give it a double look. Actually, it looks like Xbox One, but without all the vents, without all the fans and whatnot. But it definitely looked cool, though. I'm interested in getting my hands on that console. Then of course, they had their silly TV movie announcements and whatnot. I mean, it was bound to happen. I know everybody was cutting up Microsoft for that with Microsoft's first press conference a couple weeks ago. But of course, Sony came out and did the same thing. So, original programming coming to PSN, movies on demand and whatnot. So they got that out of the way. Then they showed some quick trailers of upcoming games. Killzone Shadows Fall, Drive Club, Infamous Second Son, and Knack. Most of which are going to be launch titles, so that was very cool to see. Again, Shadow Fall's really, really looking good from the last time I seen it. More and more interested in Drive Club right now. I'm interested in all of them, to be honest. And I was the least interested in Knack, and now I'm actually more interested. So they're all coming along very well. The Order 1886, it's going to be a PS4 exclusive. That looked really cool. I was actually quite impressed with that. That game was really looking really great. I want to follow up on that game some more. And then they talked about some new facial expression technology. And to me, this was the highlight of the whole event, for me, personally. I mean, I know everybody was waiting for the PS4 design, and that was definitely the big one. But for me personally, is when Quantic Dream came out and they showed the Dark Sorcerer trailer. First of all, I thought it was like hilarious at the end, how it ended. But I gotta tell you, man, that actually really, really had my jaw dropping. Like, that was the first time I said, holy shit, man, this is what next gen is all about. I mean, I was watching everything from his facial expressions, from his eyes, from his mouth, the lighting, everything. That looked really sick. And what better company to show that kind of technology off. I mean, they're masters at that. So that looked really cool. So I put a note here, very impressed. Oddworld is coming back. One of my most favorite games growing up, Oddworld. New and tasty. So definitely looking forward to that. This is pretty interesting. Diablo 3, right? We all knew it was coming, but check this out. Of course, it's going to have PlayStation exclusive items, Uncharted and Journey items. So I thought that was kind of neat. That was wasn't expecting that. And then, of course, Final Fantasy trailer, which I was very, very impressed with. Those of you that have been following Final Fantasy knew that it was going to be called Versus, and they actually changed it. It's going to be called Final Fantasy 15 now. And I got to admit, I watched the trailer, and I'm already bogged out from all the press conferences throughout the day, trying to take it all in, Enjoying it, don't get me wrong, enjoying it big time. This is like, for gamers, this is like Christmas, basically. But I gotta tell you, that Final Fantasy trailer was a bit confusing. At first I said to myself, I actually tweeted it, what the heck am I watching here? Like, whoa. But other than that, though, very impressed. Another thing that looked really next gen, looked interesting. I was actually glued to that one. The hair and everything and the lighting, it looked good. It looked really, really good. Again, it was just a very busy, confusing trailer, but it's Final Fantasy. I enjoy it. Actually, what it basically did was, and I guess that's the point it tried to get across, was it wants you to be more interested. It wants you to see what's coming up. It wants you to get more involved in the storyline, and it's all going to pan out, I'm sure. Kingdom Hearts 3 they showed. Definitely cool. And then, of course, Black Flag, which I was most looking forward to seeing. And this is actually night and day from the Ubisoft coverage. Let me tell you, this was actual in-game footage of a guy playing it. Impressive looking, great lighting, great visuals, awesome sound. Slash the glitching. It looked like they had quite a few problems with that demo. But hey, listen, this is live, people. This is what's going to happen. This isn't scripted. This isn't pre-programmed. This is live on stage. There's a guy actually playing it. This stuff is bound to happen. Aside from, I know everybody was ranting and raving on Twitter. Oh my God. Whatever. You watch these press conferences, no matter what kind of press conference, this is stuff to be expected. Other than that, it's fucking looking phenomenal. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm biased because I'm such an Assassin's Creed fan, but this is looking really sick. When he was in the jungle and out there in the weeds and the fucking wind and shit, and I take all that little shit in. That's like, I exaggerate over that tiny little shit because, I do graphic design and I do modeling and I do 3D and I do Maya. And I did some wireframing and in wireframe rendering. So, a lot of that stuff, I understand what goes through the development of that. Even those tiny little details. It's impressive. It's very impressive for a gamer, and it's impressive for a designer. And I understand the work that's been going into these games, especially these next-gen games. And let me tell you, not all of them, but some of these titles that were shown today, some of them really, really do seem next-gen. Some of them, you can say to yourself, I could see this on the past gen, 360 and PS4. But I gotta tell you, for the most part, they look next-gen, definitely. And you know something? This is something that's going to be growing for years to come. Look how long it took for the 360 and the PS3. Look at like The Last of Us. Look at all these BioShock Infinite. They're at the end of their life cycle, and look, they finally perfected the hardware. So it's going to be so long for these developers to really take full advantage of this new technology. And actually, coming out of the gate already from what they're showing, not bad at all. So it's only going to get better from here on in. What else? Okay, it leads me to my most looking forward to game, Watch Dogs. Again, Sony really showed the meat of this game, gameplay footage. I was glued. Again, a lot more than the Well, about the same, I guess, as Assassin's Creed 4 that they showed. But I gotta tell you, the gameplay footage was really impressive. It was really impressive. Um, I'm a big fan ever since Watch Dogs was first shown at last year's E3, and I actually got notes from Ubisoft's press conference, but I thought this was a lot better. Um, Actually got to see the game really in full action. Again, can't wait to get my hands on that. And it's definitely going to have its perks for getting it on the PlayStation, even though it is multi-platform. It's even coming out on the Wii U. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be. I think this is going to be one of the best years for gaming. And then we had the LeBron James with the NBA 2K segment. That was kind of cool. He was talking to himself. You got to see the detail, the facial expressions. Very cool. Those of you that are big fans of the Elder Scrolls series, Elder Scrolls Online, coming out spring 2014, that was cool. I was interested in that. I'm definitely going to be checking that out. And I got to tell you what, they stole the show. They nailed Microsoft to the wall, and they knew how, and they did it. Two things. Number one, used game support. Okay, they're going to have it. Number two, no need to be connected online to play your games. Right then and there, they stole the show, and they knew that that's what would steal it. And they took Microsoft on their faults, and they nailed them to the cross, basically. It is what it is. I'm not a fanboy. I'm just as big as a fan of Microsoft and Nintendo. I'm a real gamer. I'm not a console war starter. I don't believe in it. I think it's absolutely ridiculous to be like that. There is quite a few people that are like that. I don't understand that, honestly. You're spiting yourself, basically. But hey, they did what they did, and they won that, definitely. And get ready for this. The PS4 this holiday, $399. Again, they nailed Microsoft to the cross. Microsoft just released their pricing at $499, and everybody thought PlayStation was going to be more, because usually that's the way it is with Sony. But whew, I gotta tell you, they came out of the gate swinging, and they did what they had to do. And hats off to them. And I'll give you props where props are needed, and they got the props today, definitely. They talked about the PSN features, how it's crossover from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 to Vita, multi-platform. That's great. And Destiny footage, which, whoa. Let's not forget about Destiny. As much as I could not wait to see Watch Dogs, I gotta tell you, I was really looking forward to seeing Destiny, and what a good chunk of footage they had. I was like, whoa, man, this is a lot of footage. And I was breathing everything in. I was definitely taking it in as best I could. And I was definitely impressed with the Destiny footage. Again, more hype for these games, more watching the calendar as the days go by, waiting for these release dates. I said I wasn't going to do it again, and I did. I did it with The Last of Us. And that's coming out this Friday, and it still seems like forever. So I got to wait for these. But, not too bad. There wasn't too much, that was announced today that's got a long wait, Couple spring 2014 stuff, and most of it's this holiday, so we'll see. It's not too bad. Looking forward to it, that's all. And that is going to be my video for the Sony coverage. Of course, I didn't hit on everything. Remember, it's just my opinions, what I wanted to highlight, what I took notes on. Definitely check the replay out if you can of the conference. I thought it was very well done. Yeah, so who won today? Pretty much E3. I'd have to say Sony. Nintendo's got their Nintendo Direct coming out tomorrow. I will definitely be there watching it. I'm a big fan of Nintendo. I know it's going to be all, of course, software. That's fine. I love Nintendo software. Really looking forward to that. I thought the Microsoft press conference wasn't bad at all, but Sony attacked them. Sony hit them where they had to. And hats off to them. It is what it is. So, that's no fanboyism. That's straight from the heart, That sounded corny, but you know what I mean. So, my Sony impressions. What was my most favorite thing of the conference? Whew, definitely the Watch Dogs and the Destiny footage. Absolutely. And it's cool seeing Oddworld coming back as well. And the price. I was impressed with the price, I gotta admit. It's a good competitive price, $3.99, definitely. So it's going to be a dogfight. But thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more coverage on games throughout this E3 week. Take care, everyone.